Biafra Deputy Prime Minister and Biafra Defense Minister has finally responded to Commander Gentle's viral video on social media. The administration, under Prime Minister Simon Ekpa, places high importance on the financial well-being of military personnel, acknowledging that financial issues can affect motivation. While there is a commitment to regular salaries for military members, some administrative processes are still being finalized, leading to delays. The Biafra government emphasizes the importance of following the military chain of command. Failure to do so can lead to disciplinary actions under the Uniform Code of Military Justice. Following Commander Gentle's public statements, the Biafra government initiated an investigation to address his concerns, highlighting the seriousness with which they treat such matters. Efforts to contact Commander Gentle directly have been unsuccessful, complicating the investigation and resolution process. The Biafra government warns of attempts by external intelligence agencies to destabilize their operations through misinformation and internal discord. Biafrans are urged to remain united, avoid internal conflicts, and focus on the collective goal of achieving Biafra's independence. The transitional period has not been smooth, with various challenges acknowledged, but there's a commitment to overcoming them with public support. The public is encouraged to support the Biafra government, avoid spreading unverified information, and contribute to the cause, emphasizing that even small contributions are valuable. The Deputy Prime Minister and Defense Minister of the Biafra government has recently come forward to address concerns raised by a viral social media video featuring Commander Gentle. In this extended discussion, the government official explained in clear and personal terms that the financial well-being of military personnel is a matter of utmost priority. He emphasized that the Biafra government, led by Prime Minister Simon Ekpa, takes the pay and finances of its military members very seriously because the motivation and readiness of the soldiers depend greatly on their ability to manage personal and family needs without financial stress. The official acknowledged that some administrative processes necessary to ensure regular salary payments for military personnel are still in progress. Although the commitment to provide a steady flow of funds remains firm, delays in finalizing all required paperwork have unfortunately led to interruptions in payments. The explanation made it clear that such delays are not due to negligence or misappropriation, but rather the complexity of transitioning to a system where salaries become the norm for the military members. In his remarks, the Deputy Prime Minister and Defense Minister stressed that while these issues can cause understandable frustration, every effort is being made to resolve them as soon as possible. Throughout his address, the government official placed significant emphasis on the importance of adhering to the military chain of command. He reminded everyone that the proper channels of communication exist to handle grievances and that bypassing these protocols could lead to disciplinary actions as outlined under the Uniform Code of Military Justice. This insistence on following proper procedure is seen as vital to maintaining order and discipline within the ranks, which in turn ensures that any financial or administrative issue is managed efficiently and fairly. The official expressed his disappointment that Commander Gentle's approach, which involved airing grievances publicly without first seeking resolution through his immediate superiors, has contributed to confusion and miscommunication. In response to the viral broadcast, the Biafra government has initiated an investigation into the matter. The official explained that the investigation was launched immediately after hearing the concerns raised by Commander Gentle. The purpose of this inquiry is not to single out or punish one individual, but to uncover any underlying issues in the financial and administrative processes. However, this investigation has encountered challenges, as attempts to contact Commander Gentle directly have so far been unsuccessful. The inability to reach him has complicated the inquiry and delayed the process of clarifying the situation and determining the appropriate next steps. Beyond the immediate issue of delayed payments and chain of command breaches, the Deputy Prime Minister and Defence Minister warned that external forces might be at work trying to destabilize the government. He cautioned that intelligence agencies from Nigeria and other international bodies, such as the British Intelligence Network, could be spreading misinformation and stirring internal discord to weaken the Biafra administration. This warning came as a reminder that the struggle for Biafra's independence is not only a matter of internal organization, but is also influenced by external political and military pressures. The official urged the citizens to remain united, avoid internal conflicts, and to focus on the larger goal of achieving a fully independent and stable Biafra. Throughout his address, the government leader used a conversational and heartfelt tone to reach out directly to the citizens of Biafra. He shared his personal frustration over the situation, emphasizing that while the transition period is far from smooth, every challenge is being met with determination and resilience. The official recalled how the government has previously taken swift action whenever issues affecting the military have arisen. He noted that similar efforts had been made in the past to resolve concerns about pay and administrative matters, stressing that every delay is being handled with the same seriousness and commitment to the welfare of the soldiers. In addition to explaining the ongoing investigation, the official also addressed the importance of support from the public. He made it clear that any unfounded allegations or premature judgments circulating on social media are not only harmful to the morale of the military, but also distract from the overall mission. He appealed to the citizens to verify information carefully and to refrain from spreading rumors that might undermine the collective effort needed to stabilize and strengthen the Biafra government. According to him, even small contributions of support are essential, whether those contributions come in the form of financial help or simply through moral backing for the government's efforts. The narrative also touched upon the historical context of the struggle. The Deputy Prime Minister and Defence Minister recalled past instances where misinformation and miscommunication had led to internal discord. He compared the current situation to earlier periods of national crisis, reminding the audience of the sacrifices made by countless soldiers and citizens who fought for the same cause. He conveyed that the leadership has always been mindful of protecting its people, whether through direct action on the ground or through robust administrative measures designed to ensure transparency and accountability in the management of public funds.
It's coming from pay-related issues, finances. We take the finances of our military members very, very seriously. We understand that one of the issues that hampers motivation in military life is finance. And this government, under the leadership of our PM, Maritime Eba, and now under the leadership of his surrogate, Dr. Ngozi Orobweze, this government takes the pay and the finances of our military men and women very seriously. So when issues that has to do with their stipend, because this is voluntary, though we have made commitment that we are going to place them on salaries, that is still in progress. We have not concluded all the paperwork required to effect that and make it to go into effect. But very soon, all that will happen. At this point, we have reasons to believe that this individual has failed to go through his chain of command. In military, chain of command is taken seriously. Failure to do so will result into UCMJ action, Uniform Code of Military Justice. But unfortunately, some of these individuals have not been attending to our trainings, especially Gentle Yahoo a general, a soldier who has done so much for Biafra and Biafrans in general. This individual has defended our life with everything in him. And it's very unfortunate that there is a little miscommunication here and there, that he is being misled. And we have every reason to believe that after today, this individual, this trusted and loved soldier, will become even the best in Biafra land. We expect him to listen to this broadcast today and learn those things that he has not been told. This government, since after hearing his first broadcast last week, this government has swung into action to try to investigate, because we understand the importance of his broadcast, because this government listens, pays attention to our citizens, but especially our military. So when such individual comes up and starts selling some incomplete and some lies on the social media, it is troubling. And this briefing today is not social media war. No, this is just to set the record straight. That this government made effort upon hearing the first broadcast from this individual to launch a very special investigation, of which I took that upon myself to investigate what happened, because I believe in the middle of February, payments were made through his chain of command, because each of our bases must operate through their chain of command, and chain of command goes from bottom up, starts from the troop to the immediate commander, and it goes up till it gets to that, and then until before it gets to our commander-in-chief. That's how it flows. It's bottom-up approach. So we launched that investigation, and that investigation is still in progress. But I have personally made a lot of calls, including the governor of the state where that individual is serving currently. Try to get his phone number, or whichever way that I could reach him. I tried to call, including the media personnel in Homeland, the assistant, to see if I could get at least one of his lieutenant's phone number, at least from where I can reach him. I have not been able to do so. So I am making all these things public so that people will know that we are not sleeping, and we are making every effort to ensure that the money that we paid into that account go to the right recipient. But you all know, as I know, that the process in Nigeria, as far as now that they are hounding our accounts and trying to do one thing or the other to slow the progress that we are making, it is slowing things down. We all know that. So today I'm here to guarantee Biafrans that there is nothing going on as far as pay. This government is making every effort to ensure that money gets to the right people. When that money is delayed for some reason, maybe because of banking transaction, we must be patient. Maybe if the money was paid into the wrong account, it may take some time to unravel. These things are what we are doing. But what we have not done is to sit idly by and watch our generals suffer, like he is accusing everybody and denigrating our hard-working DPM. So, dear friends, today I want to ask you to please be patient with this government and continue to support your government. For those who have decided that because a little thing has come up on the social media, instead of finding a way to continue to work with their government, they have opted out to sit on the fence and wait it all out. Is that how we are going to claim our land? Because of one person or the other is lying or coming up with allegation that is unfounded, it will make us to go, Gaga, is that how we are going to run Biafra? Let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, we We have an option to do the right thing and get our PM out. The world is watching us. They have accused him of incitement. We all know what that means. They are saying how coordinated we are. You see that all these accusations coming up and down here and there, and you think it's ordinary. No, it's not. We must understand that DSS Nigeria, we must understand that British intelligence network and other intelligence networks around the world are at work. They are trying to disorganize the government. We all went to Finland and we made this declaration on the 29th of November 2024. Is that going to be in vain? I don't think so. So Biafrans, we all know the truth when we hear one. I want you to know that this Defense Department will not fail you. Sometimes it might seem as if there is no action happening. Remember, this is still the transition period, and that transition has not been so smooth. We have challenges, and those challenges still exist as we speak. And we are doing everything within our power to overcome. And I believe very strongly that with your help, we will overcome. We will not end up in pointing, blaming fingers and looking for a point of blame instead of looking for a way to support the government. That will lead us to nowhere. It will only lead us to doom. So the people of Biafra, you have a choice to make. I have told you everything you need to know about the individual, about the gentleman, a general that our DPM does not even joke with. I remember what happened the first time that this broadcast came up. What I said to the DPM, and I know how she responded. She admonished me because she placed a very high trust and confidence in the performance of this gentleman. I want this to remain so. Let it not be that after all what will cause this destabilization of this government will come from each and every one of us or any of us. We must at all times conduct ourselves in such a way that the world will see us as serious people. Biafra is special to you. It is special to me. It might not be so special to the world, those who are ganging up against us. We must not gang up against ourselves. So be rest assured that the government has resolved to continue with this investigation, that maybe in the next few days, this investigation will complete and it will be concluded and we will determine the next course of action. We do not have anything at this point against this gentleman who made this broadcast, but we urge him to sheath his sword, because those feeding him with wrong information are agents of destabilization. They don't mean well for him. We all knew what happened during DOS era, how they connived and killed our brothers and sisters who once fought with them for the same purpose which we are fighting today. Today we continue that journey, the journey to Biafra land. So my people, make up your mind today. Not to go out on the social media every day. The only thing you are looking for is something that will help you to tear down your government. Only go out there to look for something that will help you build your government. Especially those of us in diaspora. Are we not tired being out here? Is it not time for us to think smart and go home? I think I'm tired being out here. I think it is time for me to go home. I don't know about you. Those in homeland, do you truly love what is happening? Is the situation on ground not telling you anything? Do you still believe that there is hope in Nigeria? Is it not time for you to give it everything and make it work? Is it not time to stop Iswimi? Is it not time for that? Is it not time to stop this finger pointing? If you still believe that it is not time, I don't know when will be the time. But for me, the time is now. It is even past due. I will not continue to make this speech, but I'm going to conclude it now so that for people who may have one question or two, they will have that opportunity to do so that we'll be able, hopefully, to provide an answer. Always remember, we deal always with classified information. When you come and you prepare to hear it all, that is when we begin to have problems. There are a few things that you may not hear immediately. During that space that didn't continue, I gave an example with one time when our leader, Martin Nambikano, called for defense fund. People threw all kinds of allegations against him, accusing him of embezzlement and all kinds of stuff. They called for accountability. Accountability is good, but it depends on how you are calling it. There is cabinet level accountability. It is accepted. It's only limited people that will say it. Sometimes when you come out and begin to naked yourself in the public and wash your dirty clothes, you are only giving your enemy the advantage. So they kept calling him Nnamdi and calling him names until he decided to come to the public and show that account. Finally, it was only 2,500. That was why the whole world was calling him. He is happy today. He's enjoying. He's living happily in the UK because of the defense fund. Today, people are calling names to people in this cabinet, calling them names that they are embezzling money. We contribute money. You put it in your pocket. The most unfortunate thing is that most of the people who are making these allegations have not even contributed a dime. However, I want to use this opportunity also to thank those who are consistently supporting their government. Little by little, even it doesn't matter if it was $1 that you have. This country needs this money more than anything. We need it now. Thank you, Biafrans. And may God continue to lead us until we finally settle in Biafra. It's Onyami here. Thank you.
General, on ground, Iwebutuzo is doing today what all our commanders in the 40 states of the United States of Biafra, what they are doing today is not something that they prepared for. It's not something that just happened overnight. It is something that has happened due to a systemic oppression, suppression by the Nigeria state. What we are doing today, even the role I play today, that was not what we were prepared to do. This task was heaped on us based on the circumstances that surround us. So, I want to touch on one or two things. What the Defense Secretary and the Defense Deputy Secretary has done today. I don't know if our Commander General at home, Iwebutuzo, is here online. Sometimes they have internet problems. He is expected to also address Biafrans at this moment, but we all know the name and the terror that Nigerian state unleashes to our people at home. That is why sometimes when we organize some of these things, our men on ground, it's difficult for them to join us. Because Nigerian state, as we speak, send their military, reintegrated military men and women wearing Nigerian military, Nigerian police uniform, to terrorize and kill our people. So most of the times, our combatant men and women at home, they are busy trying to safeguard the lives of our innocent children, our innocent men, trying to move them from the bombs, from all the ammunition that the Nigerian state is throwing at innocent Biafrans. That is why they are always busy, almost every time, trying to shield these innocent Biafrans from the terror being unleashed by the reintegrated terrorists hired by the Nigerian state, headed by President Tinubu. But I want Biafrans to know that what we are doing, no one can stop. This ship is already taking off. Nobody can stop this. Mm-hmm. We have only one government, the United States of Biafra, which was declared in Finland on November the 29th, 2024, by His Excellency Prime Minister Simon Ekpa, represented by my humble self, Dr. Robrezen, and headed by our leader, Nnamdi Kanu. This is the only government Biafrans have today. Anybody that tells you anything different, they are used by the Nigerian state to destroy this nation, and we will never allow them. I keep telling everyone, in every stage of our declaration, in every stage of our agitation, in every stage of the Biafra restoration, the Nigerian state and the legitimized Southeast and South-South governors have always planted somebody in our midst. That is what they always do. And these individuals they plant, they will look like your regular fellow freedom fighters, those that want to get Biafra for you. But underneath, they are paid to disrupt what you and I are doing today and what we stand for today. So I want Biafrans to always have this at the back of their mind, because Nigeria state will never let Biafra go without putting up a fight. That fight is not going to come directly from them. They engineer the fight, but it will come indirectly from fellow Biafrans like you. Like fellow Biafrans, they plant inside this government to destabilize what we are doing. Unless you have this at the back of your mind, we are going to be engaging people who have a different agenda and pretending to be fellow freedom fighters, to be fellow Biafrans. You're going to be engaging them every now and then. Do not waste your moment with them. Do not waste your time on them. Even if they like, let them sleep on Twitter from morning to night. Do not. Do not let them distract you. I want to let Biafrans know that our Prime Minister, His Excellency Simon Ekpa, already set the template pre and post declaration of the United States of Biafra. I know many of you have watched the video of the meeting with our Prime Minister before Finland decided to listen and collude with Nigeria to remove our Prime Minister a week or two before our declaration in Finland. That was exactly what they did to our leader Nnamdi Kanu, thinking that by renditioning him from Kenya to Nigeria, that will stop the declaration of the United States of Biafra. So everyone here should be fully aware of the plots by the Nigerian state to ensure that Biafra is not a free nation. They will do everything possible. They will call us names on Twitter space. They will designate us everything. They will lie against us. They will pull our private life. They will misguide and misinform Biafrans using every means possible because that is what they pay them to do. Please do not be moved. Do not pay attention to them because they won't stop. If you think they will stop, you are just deceiving yourself. That is what they are paid to do. And instance, with this our general, again, when I let their friends know that the role that I play in this struggle, the role I play in the restoration of the United States of Biafra, is not a role that I pre-planned for. I'm always comfortable working from behind the scene. I'm always comfortable doing the things that I do behind the scene. Because our Prime Minister will always be the one in the front. And all of you here that know our Prime Minister, you all know that he always wants to do things by himself. So many things he does alone, by himself. He carries it on his head. The removal of our Prime Minister from our midst really makes some of us to stand up to do the things that ordinarily we wouldn't be doing. Because all these things were being done by our Prime Minister, directly by him. Because of the experiences he's had with our leader, Nnamdi Kanu, our Prime Minister became more conservative, more introverted. Most of the things he does, even anybody, that's what I keep telling people, and I challenge people. Anybody that comes out to tell you that we are doing this with our Prime Minister, that we are doing defense with our Prime Minister, that we are doing peace, do not pay any attention to them. They know nothing. Nobody knows anything about our Prime Minister, Simon Ekpa. He's such a unique individual that before he even tells you that he has a problem, you are the one that will be telling him this problem, this, your eye is swollen. Okay, what is going on? He won't tell you that. That is the kind of person our Prime Minister is, for those of you here that know him very well. So we have a decentralized form of government in the United States of Biafra, which is a confederate state. We have decentralized army. And the reason that the Prime Minister approved the decentralized army is because it goes along with the Constitution of the United States of Biafra, which was approved by our Prime Minister. If you go to the Constitution of the United States of Biafra, it is a confederating system of government. That is what our Constitution approves for us. So the confederating system goes with the decentralized military. Anybody telling you anything outside this, that means they are not part of the government. I want to use this opportunity to let Biafrans know that the Biafra defense is almost 99% strong, solid behind the United States of Biafra. Do not let anyone deceive you. That deceit, those stories is what the Nigerian state wants them to be telling on air or be using to confuse you. Do not let them deceive you. The Biafran combatant is 100% behind the United States of Biafra in our quest to fully protect our territory. We strongly believe in the chain of command. That is why when we see some of our loved ones that have played a huge role in the defense of our nation, you see them stepping out of track. It becomes a concern not just to the government, but even to some Biafrans that are genuinely following what we are doing. Again, this government has been making funds available to our angels on ground as much as we could. We are not going to steal. We can only give what we have. We do not want an individual to come and go to the wherever they want and just carry money and dump it on our angels to deceive them. We don't want that to happen. That is why I take our time to invite our angels during our fundraisings to be part of what we do and see how much money we raise. And many of them do understand that. There is nowhere we dump this money. Yes, we do public fundraising, and we also thank those that privately sponsor us. But we can only work with what we have. It may take a little while, but we are consistently doing that. And I want to let Biafrans know, even before the United States of Biafra, the Prime Minister was most times handling these things by himself. And most of the angels that interact with the Prime Minister will tell you the same stories. The Prime Minister said that his men, he said, nobody knows anything about them. And that is the instruction. Nobody knows nothing. It is with time that we are trying to coordinate and bring everybody together based on the list and based on the information that the Prime Minister passed to myself, which I'm gradually passing on to those whose task it is to continue to follow on the footsteps that the Prime Minister has set for us. The Prime Minister's army, they are not online. They are not on social media. Anytime you see the Prime Minister's angel on the social media, just know they've deviated. The person have deviated. They have deviated, and we do not want that deviation to continue, because that is what the enemies from the Nigerian state and their agents, their Biafran agents, that is what they want. Do not fall into that. Don't fall into that trap. Again, when somebody says we have our angels on ground, it is this time that we are, as a government, trying to bring everybody together. Personally, I really have no business to really know some of these respected individuals. If what happened to a Prime Minister didn't happen to him. But I cannot run a government or run a country where you do not know what each individual is doing in their department. It is the right thing to do as a leader. Just like we have the defense team come out right now to tell Biafrans about Biafra defense. That is what is expected of them. We have the different departments under the United States of Biafra. And all of them, all the secretaries, they are doing their job as expected based on their expertise in their different departments. I'm not there with them. But that doesn't mean that I do not get update on what they do. That is the right thing as a leader to build a strong nation. So any person that comes to tell you that Dr. Robreza will leave this person, leave that one, and just let that one do their own thing, that person does have no clue what leadership is all about. It's like you having an organization and you have 5 different departments that you are the CEO. At the end of the day, you do not know one particular department is doing because you just want to let them be. You just want them to do it their own way. Then tomorrow when they call you as a CEO, you give a report of this, your organization. We are running a nation, not just one department. You say, oh, I don't know about that department because I left it to somebody to manage for you. So if there's a problem that comes out from that department as a nation or as an organization, how do you protect what those department is doing? How do you ensure that that department gets the adequate training they need to run a successful military department, successful education department, successful information department? It is through trainings that are standardized both at the local and the international level. Your commanders, your generals on ground must go through these trainings so that you know that when they are doing things, whether you're there or not, they are doing that based on the best practices, either as a military or a police or education or finance or trade. That's the kind of government, that is the kind of country we are running in the United States of Biafra, because we want to be the best, one of the best countries in Africa. And we cannot run that when you, as a leader, you don't know what somebody is doing, what another department is doing. You want to just leave it for them, let them just do it, and you focus on this one. No true leader does anything like that. And this kind of mentality are some of the things we want to change in the United States of Biafra. So people go through these leadership trainings and know how to run a successful organization. We also want to run a country where the people that relay information, they pass accurate information to Biafrans. This is a transitional phase where Biafrans are really studying everyone, including myself. People that we've held of high esteem before. And we now discover that most times the information they relay publicly are not the right information. They are false information. How do we continue to allow people like that to be in the leadership position in the United States of Biafra? That means we can as well go back to the Nigerian state and continue to do the lies and the suppression and the oppression and the misinformation with the Nigerian state. We can as well not do what we are doing if we want to allow individuals that we trust to continue to misinform the people, misinform the public. How can we build a better country when we allow things like that to happen? Somebody will just be on the air and outrightly lie to you. Somebody was showing that I have a son. This is my son in the middle of my husband. I mean, how can people we trust just be shedding off lies like that? The whole world knows I have only 4 daughters. Only 4 daughters. I don't know if these people are the one that born or had this son with me or had this. I mean, people just lie just to destroy other people. What do we gain when we go on social media and just lie to destroy another person? You pull people's private information. You keep lying against them just because you do not have the opportunity they have. Why are we Biafrans doing that to ourselves? And what do you gain? If not to destroy those who are genuinely restoring the United States of Biafra. What do you gain by that? And then tomorrow or next year or anytime you expect Biafrans to respect you. Meanwhile, you've continued to lie about people. You continue to spread false information about your fellow Biafrans. What do you gain by doing that? Again, I keep telling people this is not about me, the COS. Neither is it about the Prime Minister Simon Ekpa. Neither is it about our leader Nnamdi Kanu. Because what they did to the Prime Minister and to our leader and to me, they will do it to you. If I'm not here tomorrow and they put you there, Nigerian state will still use this crop of individuals to still do the same thing they are doing to me or to our, they will do it to you. So it's not about me. That is why all of us must join hands together and fight this common enemy that is in our midst. They are not outside, they are within us. And if we do not fight them, nobody else will fight them for us. When you see your fellow Biafrans spreading false information about another person, ask them, did you investigate this? Why are you doing what you are doing? Why are you doing what you are doing? Why are you taking the actions you are taking? All the people, almost everybody, when we had Biafra Republic government in exile, everybody had their assignment. When we have this assignment from our Prime Minister, including our combatant defense team on ground, ask yourself today, the task you are doing today, was that the task that the Prime Minister tells you to do? The way you protect our motherland, was Dr. Rabwese there when you were doing that job before? Was I there when you were protecting our motherland? Why are you not doing it now? Again, I'm not trying to, I'm just using that question in a metaphorical way. So the person and the individuals that come out online to say that we or the government does not give these individuals money, that person is passing a false information. The Biafra government has been funding all our angels on ground, round the clock, as is needed and as we have money. And like our own Onyami and the Secretary of the Defense has said, we follow the chain of command in the United States of Biafra. If you are an angel on ground and you need something, you go through the chain. You can go through the deputy defense, you can go through the defense, you can go through myself. There are people, you can go through any of the secretaries. That is the right thing to do. And I do not want to come out and be going back and forth what this government has done, how much money they've given to the individuals, how much money they've given to men on ground, and how much money that is irrelevant to me. What is more important to me is we are building a nation where in each aspect we have people that are in charge of everything happening in every department. If you are under that department and you have an issue, you have a problem, what you need to do, for instance, if you're on the defense, you go through the Commander General, the person in charge of the defense in Homeland, who is Iwebutuzo. Go through him, ask him, I've not received this, so I needed money for this. What is holding? He will contact the government. And then we run around and see how we can raise what we need to raise. That is the right thing to do. It's not about me. It's not about, if the individual does not do that through the set command, even if it's not me that is here today, if one of you comes into my position tomorrow and this individual still does that, it is still going to affect the functioning of the government. And you cannot say because the person does this or does that, let me go and be responding to that individual. Let them go through their chain of command. That is the right thing to do. I experienced that when Obatobia was around with us. When he gives orders, people he gives orders to, they don't respect that. They go and do something else. And then it's not my responsibility or for me to say, why didn't you do this? Because he gave those orders, including some people you see right now claiming that they are fighting for this struggle. No, they are not. They are not, because before we went to Finland, before the declaration, the Prime Minister already set up a 4-man committee for the restructuring of Brigade, Biafra Republic government in exile. I believe most of you have seen the video, because I believe the Prime Minister knows that some of those ex-Brigade cabinet members, they have no respect for him. Even when he says something, they do not follow it up. They do not respect it. Because some of them will come and tell, oh, PM, we all started this together. We've been doing this thing. So therefore, why are you excluding me? Why are you not? We hear that every now and then. So the PM knows that this crop of individuals that do not respect him, eventually, they'll be doing what you see them doing today. The Prime Minister set up a 4-man committee for the restructure of Brigade. Immediately, we declare. Immediately, the declaration. And this 4-man committee had almost 2 months. 2 months to work to restructure the Biafra Republic government in exile and make it standard to move it into the United States of Biafra, which we currently have. These individuals went to work, did the whole restructuring. It was presented during our convention in Finland by the committee chair, Dr. Dorothy. It was presented. And that is where we are right now. That is the only structure that the Prime Minister approves. There are still some cabinet members who were not in this list of the secretaries that are still in the United States of Biafra cabinet as of today, without any positions, but they were still playing the role of cabinet members. When we call meetings for the cabinet, they are there with open heart, because they know that in every nation, in any nation, you cannot have up to 50, 60, 70 cabinet members. Google the cabinet member of America, they're just like 15. Finland, almost about 15 cabinet members. Why should the United States of Biafra cabinet be different? We cannot have everyone into the cabinet. That was why the Prime Minister set up that committee to restructure Brigade, peri and post declaration. And these ex-Brigade cabinet members, most of them are fully aware they were in that meeting when the Prime Minister gave that instruction. But we then follow that instruction? No, they never respected him when he was there, talk less of when he's not there. That is why they are pretending right now as if there's any other thing existing somewhere, which there is absolutely nothing. All they are doing is what their paymaster from the Nigerian terrorist state and their agent from the legitimized Southeast and South governor has paid 1 or 2 of them from intelligence to do. By destabilizing or trying to destabilize, trying to pretend as if there's something else existing there. Nothing is existing. Not in this government that we are in today. Nothing. So I want to use this opportunity to tell our gentle Yahu, we truly appreciate you. We truly appreciate your services. I personally appreciate you, because I don't know some of you. And I know nobody will claim they know, because when the Prime Minister was around, the Prime Minister, most of the information and direct messages from our men on ground, most of you will bear me witnesses. The Prime Minister communicates directly with them. That has been the way it is. But some ex-Brigade cabinet members think that, Oh, they have access to one commander on ground. They have access to one general who is their brother. And they can use them to manipulate what we are doing. Do not fall for that trick. The information from the Prime Minister is that no one knows anything. And that is where we stand. Those that says and those that continue to mingle with the affairs of the men on ground, the Prime Minister specifically warned nobody should have access to our men on ground. It's not today that we started saying it. It is not today. It is not today that the Prime Minister started giving that warning. But some individuals, they think they know too much. They think they know too much. They think one of their friends, no one soldier on ground, no one man on ground. Therefore, they try to manipulate, try to be the spokesperson of those individuals. That's not your job. If the Prime Minister believed that you could have done that job, he would have made an appointment to appoint you as a spokesperson of the men on ground, which he did not do. And because he did not do that, you need to stay on your lane. You must stay on your lane because we are running a government. So I appreciate all the men on ground. I appreciate all our combatants, soldiers. We appreciate all our BLA, BDF, Air Force, and Navy. There is nothing that will make this government to abandon anyone. As long as you go through the appropriate chain of command for this government, there are no two ways about it. Anybody that decides you cannot belong to the United States of Biafra, then do not ask anything from the United States of Biafra. If there's a place you feel more comfortable, and that's why I keep saying the United States of Biafra, we are going to have freedom of association. Whoever you feel comfortable to associate with, please go to the person. But as long as this government that our Prime Minister left for us, from Briggy to de facto to the United States of Biafra, as long as this government is concerned, that structure that the Prime Minister told us to form, that structure is in place. And anything you wish, any question you have, please go through that structure so that people don't use you. Those that use you, at the end of the day, they will dump you because the United States of Biafra is the only government that will fight for you, that will fight for your rights, that will fight for anything that you need. Nobody else will do that. Forget the individuals that think they know too much about the face, or they know too much about the Igbo, or they know too much. I am not here to open up. I'm not here to say what I say. It is not what I'm here for. I'm here to keep the record straight. Whether you like it or you don't like it, that is a clear picture. And that is a fact that I'm telling you. Again, I want to use this opportunity, just I've told our men on ground, and I've told Yahoo the Gentle that this government respects every commander on ground. We respect everyone. We respect every Biafra. We do not want to create a situation where what happened during the transition between our leader Nnamdi Kanu and our Prime Minister Simon Ekpa happened, where innocent Biafrans started seeing other innocent Biafrans as their enemies. That is what these individuals are trying to do. Do not fall for that trick. We already control that situation. We will continue to control that situation. The coordination between the state governors and the commanders on ground must continue. Every state has a commander. That is the way it's going to be. If you are a commander, you are in charge of the state where you are. You cannot leave Aba State and go to Ebonyi State unless there is a need from the government for that movement to happen. Then that will happen. But until then, we will continue to follow the structure of the United States of Biafra. Those that are working for the terrorist government of Nigeria, they are trying to use every way possible to derail or try to tamper or try to tell you, oh, they're going to be funding you directly. They are going to be funding that person directly. I am telling you, there is only one government, the United States of Biafra. If you are not with this government, we cannot guarantee anything. We cannot tell you that you will receive this or you will not receive that. But what I am trying to let you know is we do not want anyone, civilian or military, to be a stumbling block to the final push to restore the United States of Biafra. Do not let anybody use you. You will not succeed in that fight. I'm telling you. We respect all our military. We respect our citizens. But if they want you to put you in that place where there was a transitional chaos when our leader Nnamdi Kanu was taken away, and there was so much crisis, so much mayhem, where they tell you, if you follow Simon Ekpa, they will kill you. And actually some people did it. Those that trusted and believed in the Prime Minister Simon Ekpa, some people were killed. And who killed them? Those that believe that they were following Nnamdi Kanu's step. But I tell you, these individuals, they are not following Nnamdi Kanu's direction. They are just selfish elements planted by the Nigerian state to disrupt and disorganize the final restoration of the United States of Biafra. That is what they are doing right now. Trying to confuse you and tell you that they are ex-Brigade cabinet member. There is nothing like any parallel government. These are just drama they are doing to confuse those that they can confuse. The Nigerian government pays even Yorubas, even Igbos, more importantly, even Biafra. They pay them to be part of these confusionists. And I want Biafrans to be fully aware of what they are doing. Again, like I said, the Prime Minister set up the structure of what the brigade will look like immediately upon declaration. That video is out there. Go and watch that. Immediately we declared the United States of Biafra. The Prime Minister also said that the cabinet we had before, the brigade cabinet, will be dissolved. Some of them were lying that the Prime Minister said it will be dissolved after 4 years. It will dissolve after we fully restore. So they were using all those confusion to some unsuspecting individuals until they now saw the meeting that we had, the Prime Minister had with the brigade cabinet members, where he clearly stated that this structure will take place immediately we declare United States of Biafra. So let somebody tell me, what is it? What is the template of the Prime Minister that this government is not following? Now, when they saw the video, when they saw the meeting we had, some were saying it will be done inside brigade. So again, I don't have any problem with people not being very smart, but I also want to ensure that for you to be a leader or to be a spokesperson or to be in the power or in the corridors of power of the United States of Biafra, there are certain things that we do not expect you to do. Because when you have some individuals saying, oh, the restructuring, because they will always come up with one childish talk or the other just to confuse those that are following them. When somebody said, oh, the restructure was supposed to be done under brigade, the person does not know this committee was set up under brigade. This committee went to work for almost 2 months to set up the structure under brigade while they were still brigade. That was last year. Between September and I think November 2024, pre-declaration, that was when this committee and the period they worked for the restructuring. All these individuals making noise now, none of them was part of that structure, because I believe the Prime Minister know they don't The Prime Minister knows those that will lead us to United States of Biafra. So everything was done right under the Biafra Republic government in exile. Those ex-cabinet members that were part of that meeting, they heard the PM instruction. Ask them, why didn't they follow the Prime Minister Simon Ekpa's instruction? Because they didn't see him. All of a sudden, everybody become the grandmaster or the grandmother of the United States of Biafra or Brigade. How else do you describe people that we are paid to disrupt this government? So again, we will continue to pull the record straight. It is not my duty to, I only bring out information to let people know the facts when they've been inundated with a lot of lies from the so-called ex-Brigade cabinet members. When they continue to lie to Biafrans, the truth will continue to come out. And we are not telling anyone not to follow anybody. But please do not disrupt the United States of Biafra and its activities with misinformation. I don't want to produce the receipt of the money that was sent to. We don't have to go there, but it happens. And I'm telling you all that the United States of Biafra is taking care of all its military as much as we could, 100%, without anyone. But please, if you have any problem, go to your commander. That is what we intend to build. We are not going to be attending to any individual problem. That is the way we are going to make our country one of the best in what we want. I think on that note, we will open the floor for questions from Biafrans. If you have any questions to either the defense, or we have a couple of brigade secretaries that are here. Again, when people say that they don't know, United States of Biafra secretaries, when people say they do not know what they look like, they don't know, people just come out to just open their mouth and just talk a certain way. I would just encourage them. It's not about me. But when you come out to discredit what the Prime Minister has set up, you're doing yourself a very big harm, because it's going to come back to you. If you do not respect an establishment by our Prime Minister, I wonder where you are going to do that, your Biafra. I wonder where you're going to do it. So on that note, we're going to go ahead and take a few hands that are up. And then if you have any questions to the defense team, please go ahead and do that. And then we will call it a day.
Thank you so much, DPM.
Okay, go ahead, please.
Thank you so much. I will start with Chibike OP. Chibike OP Nato.
Yes, good evening, the Deputy Prime Minister and the Secretary of Defense. Actually, I am very, very happy that this online discussion took place today, because a lot of things has been happening. So thank you very much once again. My question is, I'm very sure that maybe the Secretary of Defense and his deputy may not.
This is the end of our news update. Please click the icon on the top right corner of your screen to watch my next video. You will enjoy it. I will see you again in my next update. Enjoy the rest of your day. Goodbye for now.